results, is the resultant of interaction between what we believe, how we feel, and how we act. You believe that condom can prevent HIV/AIDS, right, Gusti? That's good. How you feel? Because with condom, you feel that the community, the users will be protected, right? So, and how we act? So you ask them to use condoms, right? But you yourself never try. Okay, so that is behavior. And we are talking about to change individual behavior, okay? Lanjut. Organizational behavioral. This is a little bit more complex than before. Lanjut. So can somebody explain to me about this Carter and Lewin? Very famous person. Very famous. Unbreeze, change, and rebreeze. Okay? Somebody try? On the other side? You can also open your book. What is unfreeze? Somebody can help? Somebody can help?
Okay.
What is unfreeze? Okay.
Unfreeze, this is the first stage of change, involve preparing of the organization to accept that the change is necessary.
Yeah.
You must convince the community, the organization to what the benefit, to know what is the problem.
Okay. To accept that change is necessary, right? You want to say something after this? Please.
So I just want to add some information. So we have to prepare people, community, before they are getting in touch with the new things that we have to do. And we have to tell them how important it is, or it is a need for us. That's
Yeah. So the first step will be how you ensure the people in your organization that we need to change, okay? Because normally, a very settled organization, they do not want to change, yeah? Especially if you have seniors. This morning, I heard somebody asking, who is asking about how you change the seniors? You, right? And what was the answer today?
Okay, so the answer was the organization knows no age. So if we are the young, take the responsibilities. So stay with that responsibilities and the roles, but don't forget also to be respectful and to be polite to the elderly.
Yeah, so that is talking about the position, right?
Yes.
The hierarchy.
Yeah.
Even the youth can lead an organization, yeah? But there are organizations, say for example, who work in the institutions. There are, the commission of professors, right? Dewan Guru Besar. They are already very intellectuals, they are very rich, they are very high levels, and sometimes it's not easy to change. Yeah, it's not easy to change. Yeah, but in Kotter said that you have to unfreeze. Unfreeze. You all see the movie Frozen, right? Okay. So this is the unfreezing stage, right? How to defrost the frozen ice. So preparing the organization to accept that change is necessary. Very easy in theory, but can you do that? Sometimes it takes years, months. But what do you need to convince them that this is necessary? What do you need? What do you need? If you want to convince me, Professor Adik, you have to change. What do you need to convince me?
Identifying their characters and accepting them, and after that we can change that kind of people. So the first of all, we have to observe them first, analyzing and identifying first. Then after that you can do the next step, change people.
So what you say that you want to do a situation analysis, looking at the characters first, right? Which ones are easy to change and which one are very difficult. Good. Next. You have Fauzan? Yes?
The urgency of something that is proposed to an organizations, so that that organizations is more aware to change everything about it.
I like the word urgency, because in urgency, you cannot differentiate between seniors and juniors. Everybody has to take action together. Say, for example, tomorrow there is a Zika. What are we going to do? Urgency, right? You have to take action, right? And that is how you unfreeze. So those urgency is one item that you can convince the organization that, hey, you have to change. Okay? Good. Now, after you unfreeze, after you break the ice, you go to a change. Can somebody read what change is from your book, please? Integrity? Yes, please. Integrity.
Change itself is the period where the change started to happen. When at unfreeze we trying to break the, like we say, the old ways. In change we gather together to make a new way to do things, and also like making everyone accept and also contributing to the change itself.
Good. So, if you want to make a change, remember you have to unfreeze first. Otherwise, you cannot break the ice suddenly. You have to make an unfreezing period. And then only when the ice melts and becomes water, it is much easier to make a change. Okay? And what is the change? Can somebody read that from the other end? Can you read that? Yeah.
Okay. Chinese people began to resolve their uncertainty and look for new ways to do things.
Okay. What are the keywords?
For new ways.
New ways. Okay. Can I make a change with an old way?
Yes.
Can I make a change with an old way? No. Why?
So hard.
It's not a change. Because it is already embedded in your personality, in the organizational personality. I want to give you a very good example in the year 2012 up to now. And the only healing pattern that I can heal me is, in Javanese you say it coining, kroan. Even though I am a medical doctor, I only do kroan. Coining. And then after I'm coined, I took paracetamol. And then last night, because I have to teach here with a loud voice, sorry to say, I drank Xanax. Xanax. Alprazolam. Alprazolam. Okay, anyway. Remember, in 2012, there was never any issue on patient safety in the hospital. Never. You go to the hospital, and then patient died because of resistance, because of falling down, but nobody cared. Okay? That is 2012. And there was no training on patient safety. And then the government issued a rule, 2012, 1691, that every hospital has to place patient safety on top for the high qualified healthcare. And you know that now there is an accreditation for all the hospitals, right? And now this patient safety becomes booming. Almost all hospitals has to put new rules and regulations on patient safety. So there is a new ways. Before, people never think about, oh, the patient fell down from the bed. It's okay because she is old, because she slipped. But now, no more. Because then, like Gusti said, the hospital will get sanctioned. Okay? So sanction is very important. And when you talk about change, there is a new way, right? The ways that never was done before. Okay, good. Refreeze. Somebody can tell me? Refreeze. Okay, voluntary.
So refreeze is a phase when the change is already done. So the organization starting to take a new shape.
Yeah.
So the organization is already in a stable condition.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's
Yeah,
the refreeze.
good. So you go to the frozen period again, but with a new way, right? A new freezing stage. Before it was white, perhaps, but now it's pink freezing, right? Correct. So the refreezing, what is very much needed so the change will be sustained? Rules, correct. What else? The way of thinking, you have to change, right? Because it's intrinsically here. What else? Huh? Obedience. How you measure obedience? How you measure obedience?
The number of the
What does it mean? So you have to have what? Monitoring,
monitoring.
evaluation, right? And indicator in that. Yeah? You have to have that three kind. So you will see that the unfreeze, change, and refreeze work very well. And this is what we call the Kotter model. Yeah? And you cannot do it alone because organization consists of many people. And it is not easy because you have old friends, you have new friends, you have intellectual friends, you have stupid people, you have stubborn people there in the organization. So it's not easy. So in order to do an organizational change, don't ever do it alone. You have to have company. You have to have a team. Then you will be stronger. WHO never work alone. Never. Because we don't have all that kind of luxury to work alone. We don't have the money. The money belongs to UNICEF. WHO can only put technical guidelines. If we go to the refugees, that is IHCR modality. That World Food Program belongs to FAO. So we don't have that luxury. We have to work together. Okay? That's why in this training, we call upon participants from provinces, never one person. We have two, yeah, minimum. 2 people from each province because later you have to work together. Okay? Lanjut. This is Kotter change model. We have already discussed this. Yeah? So remove obstacles, create short-term wins, and build on the change. Yeah? How long, what is the factor that influence the length of the change? Characters of what? Motivation, yes, Putri, very good. What else?
So, like, you know, when the society don't have the motivation, so we have to put like reward and punishment system. So this is the program becomes sustainable again.
Okay, so one good thing from Putri is motivation. You have to energize them. You have to motivate them. Gusti, if you ask the people to use condom, then you have to motivate them. Because in Australia, in the prostitution area, if the customer do not use condom, they are fined, right? There is a law, there is a sanction, but here perhaps not, right? Yeah. So good, motivation. What else? How can you say that my change will last forever? My change will last forever. Yes. Daniel. Denzel Washington.
I think that the severity of the resistance will determine how long the change will happen. Because if the resistance to the change you want to apply is stronger, then it will take you quite a long time before you can institutionalize the change that you want.
Yes, exactly. the resistance, right? The resistance can come from your very close-knit circle, can come from the subsystem circle, can also come from the supra-system, right? Politics, law. If it is not agreeing, then it will take long time to sustain your change, okay? Good, very good answers. Let us go move. Remember, because this is going to be your exercise later for 50 minutes, 50 minutes. Lanjut. So community behavior, yeah, it's much more about risk communication. We are not talking about here. And then communication, can somebody read this? Okay, Unity, can you read this one? Yeah.
Communication strategy are plans for communicating information related to a specific issue, event, situation, or audience.
Very good. Can you mention an example? Specific issue. That is the keyword.
Like the globalization, no?
A little bit too big. Something about disease.
This communicable disease.
Yes, what? More specific?
Like Zika,
Yes.
Ebola.
Yes, Zika, Ebola, even influenza, right? So specific issue that hits the community, okay? And this is communication with the community. You cannot talk to the community as if you are talking to the governor, because they need something urgent for the answer. With the governor, we are talking about politics. Yeah, you are right. Zika, Ebola, anthrax, brucellosis, those are the diseases that hit the community, and they need the answer. So that's why the diagram will show why, who, what, and how. And I think you will exercise this when you go to the field on the 5th day. You have to meet the community. You have to ask what problems they have in relation to One Health. And then you have to try to find the answers for them to make a change, okay? But can you do it if you only meet the community for a few hours? You will be with the community only for a few hours, my dear. Can you do it? Can you ensure that you will change their behavior? You will be with them only for 5 hours. Not sure, yes. So this is only a small exercise, how later you meet the community, okay?